यूनियन कैबिनेट ने 15 दिसंबर को एक डिसीजन लिया जहां लीगल एज ऑफ मैरिज फॉर विमेन 18 से 21 ईयर्स एज तक बढ़ा दी गई। बेस्ड ऑन अ फीडबैक 16 यूनिवर्सिटीज़ और 15 एनजीओ के फीडबैक से ये डिसीजन लिया गया। बेसिकली जेंडर इक्वालिटी के लिए ये डिसीजन लिया गया, जहाँ पर बताया जा रहा है कि ये 4 चीज़ें अचीव करने की कोशिश की जाएगी। ये लॉ जेंडर न्यूट्रलिटी, एक्सेस टू एजुकेशन, मैटरनल मॉर्टेलिटी या मदरहुड में जो डेथ्स होती है उनको कम करेगा और न्यूट्रिशन को बढ़ाएगा। तो एक एक करके चलिए देखते हैं। सबसे पहले जेंडर न्यूट्रलिटी में, वाई कांट वी एक्सेप्ट द मेक ऑफ आवर क्रिएटर। इनफैक्ट व्हाट आई थिंक इज अपोजिट जेंडर्स एक दूसरे के दुश्मन नहीं है, वी आर कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री टू ईच अदर। सो वाई द फस, वाई नॉट लर्न टू एक्सेप्ट द डोमेन्स एंड द जेंडर रोल्स। कोई भी एक दूसरे से बड़ा नहीं है, हम सबको एक दूसरे की ज़रूरत है। एंड वी हैव एनाटॉमिकल बायोलॉजिकल डिफरेंसेस दैट आर यूनिक टू ईच वन ऑफ अस। हर कोई अपने स्फीयर में काम करे। नेक्स्ट इज, if you can reverse the monthly menstrual cycles, hormonal shifts and baby making process, then that would be awesome. लेकिन अगर नहीं कर सकते then why the fuss? एजुकेशन पर आते हैं तो पोस्ट कोविड 10 मिलियन सेकेंडरी स्कूल गर्ल्स ड्रॉप आउट्स बताए जा रहे हैं, जो ऑलरेडी 40% था बिफोर कोविड। दैट्स अ रिमार्केबल नंबर। एजुकेशनल डिवाइड अगर हम देखें तो देर इज़ ऑलरेडी 50% जेंडर गैप, जहाँ टेक्नोलॉजी का एक्सेस नहीं है गर्ल्स को, विमेन को। बेटी बचाओ बेटी पढ़ाओ के स्लोगन्स हमारे पास हैं, लेकिन क्राइम्स अगेंस्ट विमेन रोज ओवर 63% इन 2021 अलोन। एंड दैट्स वाई फैमिलीज मैरी ऑफ द डॉटर्स इज अ मेजर फॉर ensuring safety, right? So is the government administration ensuring safety facilities for women and girls, that they are safe at workplace, at schools, at campuses? मैटरनल मोर्टेलिटी को देखते हैं तो 50 से 98% मैटरनल डेथ्स जो होती हैं वो डायरेक्ट ऑब्स्टेट्रिक कॉजेज से होती है, जहाँ सर्जरी या हेल्थ केयर रिलेटेड कोई रीजंस होंगे। सो 50% मैटरनल डेथ्स वो होती हैं जो सेप्सिस, इन्फेक्शन, इलीगल इंड्यूस्ड अबॉर्शन से होते हैं। सो बेसिकली हमारा सवाल ये होना चाहिए कि एज एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन हमारा जनरल हेल्थ केयर, खास विमेन और गर्ल्स का तो छोड़ ही दीजिए, जहाँ गायनेकोलॉजिकल, फर्टिलिटी रिलेटेड ईजी और फ्री हेल्थ एक्सेस सबको मिले। जनरल हेल्थ केयर कितनी इंप्रूव हुई है हमारे पास, और कितने लॉज और बिल्स इम्प्लीमेंट हो रहे हैं ऑन ग्राउंड। डेफिनेटली इसमें कोई शक नहीं दैट विमेन शुड बी healthy at her first pregnancy, be it any age, and doctors say that it should be 21 years age. Fine, we can raise awareness for that. But at 18, a girl can vote, a girl can go all the way, get pregnant, do abortions, but a girl can't marry officially if she wants to. What is the matter, right? So basically it's women and girls who know when to marry, when to have a career and when to do what. So अगर औरतें इस बारे में बात करती, स्पेशली इन पार्लियामेंट वेयर वी हैव लिटिल रिप्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ वुमेन ग्लोबली, सो it would have made a difference. So instead of doing lip service, let's do some action and pass bills for reservation of women in parliament, जहाँ women अपने bills खुद pass करें as per their needs. If we talk about women related bills, removal of GST from sanitary ware did no benefit to the customer in actual. Where is the healthcare empowerment? न्यूट्रिशन की बात करें, as per UNICEF, the diets of women in India are often too poor to meet the nutritional needs. So, is nutrition all about marrying at certain age, or more about food availability, where it's hard due to inflation and unemployment? Unemployment rate rose to 9.3% in 2021, where women are affected more. So, can gender equality be ensured simply by raising the marital age of girls? शादी तो वैसे भी नहीं हो रही है due to dowry, leading to pressure and domestic violence and what not. Educational gap की बात करें, so already girls are educated so much, but as per reports, the educational gap attainment has worsened. Education और healthcare ही reason थे जहाँ 16 से 18 तक एज बढ़ा दी गई थी मैरिज की 1978 में, लेकिन even after 40 years, child marriages are rising at alarming rate of 23%. So, who is taking dowry after having all the laws? Who wants to have earning partner to pay the bills? Who pays the bill after delivery? Husband or wife's family? These are all unsaid rules, right, that are running our society. So with this decision, the government wants to ensure gender equality, lekin without giving an afterthought about the biological, psychological, psychosocial implications. We are not really ready to face the future. Already the demographic shift is showing that we are heading towards an aging population. जहाँ TFR टोटल फर्टिलिटी रेट इतना डिक्लाइन हो गया है, वह UN पॉपुलेशन डिवीजन हैज़ कॉल्ड इट रिप्लेसमेंट लेवल के भी नीचे. While many are praising the bill for controlling the population issue, but we don't know what it means to play with the natural cycle. We all know that women's fertility declines after 30, making her prone to fertility related complications, requiring expensive assisted fertility treatments and various hormonal juggles. On the name of gender neutrality, even if the government or the whole world declares men and women equal, set an age by consensus, follicles and hormones of women are not bound by the laws, right? And जब women's fertility की बात आती है, so the trauma is suffered by none other than women. Physically, psychosocially, emotionally, financially, she knows it all. While everybody is going insane on birth control empowerment, thereby promoting sales of pharmaceuticals and whatnot, but nobody talks about the harmful long-term effects of these bills or the pills have on girls and women. And the women alone has to endure it all, but by the time she knows, it's too late. The rising environmental pollutants, industrialization, pesticides are leading to so many hormonal issues, but nobody's talking about it, nobody's passing bills on that. We all should know that the hormonal contraceptives that are being promoted, the birth control healthcare that's being promoted is not healthcare. And the grief or the trauma related to women's health, the one who suffers knows it better. So we should in fact raise and talk about the things that matter. Can girls be empowered by merely putting regulations on age of marriage? No. When she can vote, drive a car, buy a home, or do anything in the world, why can't she marry officially at any age of her choice after she is an adult? Put the decision at her choice to marry whomever she wants, and not subjugating girls on the name of so-called Islamophobic propaganda or cultural bondages. It's time we empower, educate and trust girls and women and let them be girls and women without any comparison. As Almighty Creator says in Quran that both are from one another and nobody is better than anybody else except in piety. There's no compulsion in religion and there shouldn't be anywhere either. So to conclude, increasing the age of marriage will either harm or have no impact by itself unless the root causes of women's disempowerment are addressed and we learn to respect and delegate the affairs based on our complementarity of men and women that's created by our Creator, where we know, respect our needs and coexist in harmony. It's our health, our reality, our decisions, so we should choose and own up the consequences as well.